Welcome to the Think for Yourself Clubhouse. I am Bill Martin and my co-host is Dennis Reinhardt. Our guest today is Kristen Mershon, who is the director of the Rio Grande Jackson Center, part of the Rio Grande Community College. We're going to talk today about what goes on in the Rio Grande Jackson Center. Kristen is a native of Gallia County. She says when she went to school, she talked too much in class, had to stand at the wall at recess. She calls herself a social butterfly. We might call her an extrovert. When she was 18 years old, she worked as a server at Bob Evans' restaurant in Rio Grande. She attended Rio Grande University and received training in healthcare. She worked as a medical technologist for many years. Kristen then decided she wanted to counsel children, teens, and young adults, so she went back to college. She earned a psychology BS degree and a Master of Social Work. She has worked at Rio Grande since 2019 and now directs the Rio Grande Jackson Center. Kristen, what is the Rio Grande Jackson Center?
The Rio Grande Jackson Center is a regional community college that was created around 10 years ago with a partnership with Ohio Means Jobs, and they had an Industry Workforce Alliance Consortium grant. And with this grant and focusing on medical billing and coding at that time, we were able to create the Jackson Center. And it was focused on workforce needs because at that time there was a big need for medical billing and coders. And now we have ran with that. And now we're a hub for CCP students, College Credit Plus, for our high school population, and we industry partners, and we offer short-term certifications, we offer associate's degrees, and we are here to improve Jackson County citizens.
Okay. Where is it located?
980 East Main Street, right off of 32, next to Tri-City Theater.
Okay, so there's the movie theater, then the G guys off to the right there.
Yes.
And it says Rio Grande University.
We have a huge sign. Yes.
With any luck at all, the viewers are going to be seeing it right about now.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how's it connected to, what's the setup with Rio Grande University and the Rio Grande Community College? First of all, we probably ought to talk a little bit about the difference between Rio Grande University and Rio Grande Community College.
Yes. Okay. Great question. The university is privately funded, and they're a standard tuition rate managed by a private board of trustees. And the purpose of the university is to provide bachelor's and master's education, liberal arts, and professional programs. And the university has limited state subsidy. Okay? The community college is a state-funded and supported entity through the Ohio Department of Higher Education, managed by a public board of trustees appointed under law. The purpose of the community college is to provide the public with associate degrees, certificates, short-term certifications, workforce training programs that provide the public at a open enrollment, affordable technical programs with transferable pathways. And the tuition is lower, and because Ohio residents receive the state subsidies.
Okay.
What I'm impressed about it is there's students that benefit from what you do that would never go to the university, but yet what you do gives them a chance to improve their lives and get that associate degree and training.
And what's very cool and provides amazing opportunities is people, students, young people, older people that couldn't normally receive those bachelor's degrees. They can start at the community college, get an associate degree, and then because of scholarship opportunities, they can get a bachelor's degree. Because if they've done well at the community college level, sometimes they can receive scholarship monies and funding.
Yeah, I never thought about the older population being able to take advantage of that, but that's
Absolutely.
really something. Yeah.
Okay, so we're starting out that this is an operation of the community college. Mm-hmm. And how many community centers does the Rio Grande Community College operate?
We have 4.
And where would they be?
Jackson, Pike County, Meigs County, and Vinton County has the MacArthur Center.
Okay, so it's a nucleus here in southeast Ohio of 4 essentially colleges out in the community. Mm-hmm. I think that's wonderful, and that's what we're talking about today. And then the mission of the Rio Grande Jackson Center, I think you've already said it, is to provide the associate degrees and certificates and so on.
Yes, yes. And we want those to align with the workforce needs of the community.
So at the Jackson Center, what courses are available? Do you have both academic and vocational types of courses?
The vocational courses are coming. The Jackson Center has a new program coming fall semester 26. Construction begins on our garage in just about 10 to 12 days. And we will have a robotics center coming with vocational classes.
Now, with any luck at all, we're going to have some visuals on this one, Kristen. This vocational center that you feel is coming in 2026 is going to be where part of the old bowling alley was in this building.
Yes.
Rather large, spacious, looks for all the world like a concrete garage, but big. It's got a big old door there for trucks to come in and out.
Yes.
And you've already got equipment stacked up in the plastic sheeting and so on.
Yes.
So you're getting ready for an expansion of your operation into specifically vocational areas. Now, you're going right now with academic courses, I guess, mostly in nursing and so on. What kind of courses do you have?
We have quite a few certifications, short-term certifications. We have EMT, Standards of Patient Care, which goes along with all of our allied health care courses and certifications, and even associate degrees. The classes that I offer are required of all degrees that students are interested in. I'm not going to offer courses that aren't required of degrees. I want that to be known, okay? EKG certification, phlebotomy, chemical dependency counseling assistant. It's called CDCA, that certification. It's a 1-semester class. It sounds very fancy and impressive. It's 1 class, and you receive that certification, and you can be a counselor for the substance use population, which is very needed in this current climate. We have so many general education requirements because of our CCP population, the College Credit Plus that I've already spoken about. We have Composition 1, Composition 2.
What does composition mean?
Composition is English and writing. Okay? They're going to learn how to write a college paper. And I want them to take that class first semester because guess what? Every college class, you're going to be writing papers. So they're going to start with Comp 1 that first semester. General psychology, which sometimes I teach. Intro to sociology. Ethics for the allied health professional. Intro to social work. You can get an associate in social services at the Jackson Center, which is a direct pathway to a bachelor's in social work, which is a licensed position, right?
Yes.
How impressive is that? You can get an associate degree in social services right here in Jackson. I think that's awesome. Human wellness and physical fitness course, safety and first aid, that's a certification. Gateway to workforce. This is a course where we're going to talk about the medical assisting associate degree that we also offer, which is healthcare, that has 6 certifications in this associate degree. This workforce class prepares them for interviews, the certification, getting that job and keeping it. We have medical terminology classes 1 and 2, CPT coding, medical assisting clinicals.
What does that CPT coding mean?
Okay, medical billing and coding, that certification. You have a CPT coding class, and you also have ICD coding. Those are terms that deal with when you go and see a doctor and they say, okay, you've got a cold. There's a code that goes with that cold. Or if you have a sinus infection, there's a code that goes with that for insurance.
So you're
billing.
matching up the medical service with the billing process.
Exactly.
That's what that coding means.
Fundamentals of healthcare, medical assisting. I already said that.
What you're trying to do is get out to people the kinds of education that you provide is kind of so far slanted toward healthcare, but you probably have some other kinds of courses as well.
I have a grief and loss for the helping professional. This is a very interesting class because you can get a continuing education credit, which a lot of medical professionals are required to do for their licensing. And we're offering it next semester, spring semester, which begins January 12th. And enrollment for spring semester begins October 22nd. So if you're a medical professional that needs some continuing education credits, you can take that at the Jackson Center.
I was really impressed at the equipment that you had in the facilities for someone in healthcare to be able to work with. I mean, I doubt if a lot of people in Jackson and Jackson County know that you have that stuff, so it's a quality education.
For example, there was the plastic mannequin figure that you...
Very sophisticated, like that one you
Apollo,
explained what could you
Susie, yes.
Apollo and
yes,
Susie, you
yes,
call them.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, we can take heart, do EKG readings and draw blood and do a incubation.
Intubation.
Intubate, yeah.
What am I saying? Intubation. Thanks, Ag.
I wasn't a
Sounded like
nurse.
you were
I worked
asking
in a lab.
But that was really sophisticated stuff, you know.
Yes.
Even the mannequins that they would work with aren't exactly mannequins. I mean, they have, like you said, you could take blood from them, you know, an injury would bleed or whatever, and how you could treat
High
it.
tech.
High tech, yes,
High tech.
definitely high tech with computers that were attached.
Yeah.
You could program that mannequin, that robot essentially, to have an illness. And when a student did the assessment, you know, they can be graded on if they're able to diagnose the correct assessment. So that's impressive.
I'd like to move on to some other topics. How many students attend the center?
Right now we have 177.
177.
Yeah.
They come mostly from the Jackson area, of course.
Yes, Jackson County.
And
yes.
they consist of not only high school students, but also some non-high school students.
Oh, yes, yes.
And how many high school students are there, other 177?
108.
108, so subtraction, Aggie, 69?
69 non-high school.
69 non-high school,
Which is 39%.
which is pretty good.
Yeah.
So these people are going to college in Jackson,
Yes.
and that's been going on for about 10 years.
Yes.
Now, Dennis and I went out to visit yesterday to take pictures and
You
so
had
on.
fun, didn't you?
Oh,
we
we had a
did.
great time.
I always learn something. That's what I say. You know?
Dennis remarked at one point, he said, well, I just thought they had this big old sign and then a couple of rooms behind it. And that was it.
That's
Well,
what I
were we
thought.
wrong?
Yeah.
So you showed us numerous classrooms, large classrooms.
Yes.
You showed us a student lounge.
With a massage chair. I wanted you to sit in the massage chair, but I forgot.
All right, massage chair.
Yeah.
And there was a science lab. And you proudly pulled out a dead cat, which is going to be dissected.
Yes, a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But they were in preservative.
And in preservative, just
Yeah.
the way it's supposed to be done.
Yes, yes.
And a lot of equipment, a lot of AV equipment, a lot of microscopes. So it's well-funded, well-established, clean, new classroom facility. Folks probably ought to go out and visit. It's a nice place just to visit.
And I welcome that. Anyone that would like to come to the Jackson Center and visit, I'll give them a tour, and we can talk about the community, we can talk about classes, we can talk about Rio, we can talk about football, whatever you want to talk about.
What high schools send students to Jackson Center?
It's predominantly Jackson High School. We have 69 Jackson High School students, but we also have Wellston, Oak Hill, Eastern Pike. We have 5 from Eastern Pike. And we actually have a River Valley student, which, right? That's
Yeah.
strange, but it's because that River Valley student is interested in a class, some classes that we have this semester that aren't offered at the other centers closer to them.
How do your students get to the center? Is there
The majority of them drive. The ones that do not have a license yet, carpool, or their parents bring them. Grandparents are involved a lot because they're not working.
I was a little bit curious. Does the school provide school bus service, or those
No.
kids have to get to the center themselves?
Yes, transportation is on them. Yes.
Now, I think it's obvious. One thing is very obvious, that on a day in and day out basis, it's just a lot easier for a Jackson student to get to Jackson Center than it is to drive to Rio Grande,
Absolutely, yes.
20 miles away. So that's one great advantage that you have. So if you've got the kind of courses that you could either get them at the center or you could get them in Rio Grande University, may as well get them at the center.
Right, and if a student's curious, if they're not sure, they can always come and talk to me and we could discuss that. I have some students that the program that they want is predominantly on main campus in Rio Grande, but they could take some of the generals that I offer 2 days a week, and then the courses that I don't have the other 2 days a week in Rio Grande.
So you can mix and match.
Yes, because it's the same courses, right? I have the same, we're the same university, we're the same college, the same credentialing. So that's going to save them gas, wear on their car, everything. It's going to save them money,
Convenience.
convenience, time,
Yep.
childcare.
Let's talk for a minute about the non-high school students at the center. And I think of it, I'm sure that there are some younger people, but I think of it as a kind of an adult education, college education at the Jackson Center. How much would schooling at the center cost for a person that's not in high school but wants to do adult education at your center?
It's $176 a credit hour. And that is how we calculate tuition, okay? That's the community college rate for in district. In district means Jackson County, Meigs, Pike, within our counties.
How difficult would it be for them to get financial assistance?
Not difficult at all. There's a free application for financial student aid, an acronym FAFSA. You've probably heard that term before if you've ever dealt with college and financial aid.
Never in my life. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the FAFSA, studentaid.gov. Studentaid.gov is where you'll find the FAFSA. And anyone that needs help completing a FAFSA, I can help you. I've done hundreds of them with students.
I've heard of the phrase Pell Grant, and I thought that was a financial aid.
It is.
Would that be part of that process?
The FAFSA helps determine if you're eligible for the Pell Grant.
I see.
Is
Yes.
it based on need? I mean, is that what they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So whatever you're earning or your income, they will figure out how much they're going to aid.
It's
aid you.
income, who's in the household, children, who you take care. I mean, there's a lot of things that are involved with it.
I just would like people to know that it's achievable and it's affordable.
Yes.
You know, there are people that might think I could never afford that, and they can.
Absolutely. And there's scholarships that are available at Rio Grande. We have private donor scholarships, over 300 private donor scholarships. Some that are just applicable to Gallia County residents, Jackson County residents, Meigs County residents. So a stipulation is that you complete the FAFSA so we know what you're eligible for. But that scholarship money sometimes goes unawarded because students don't apply.
So you
for the
have a
FAFSA.
background in counseling, do you not? So you're a good person to say, I'd like to talk to Kristen about
Yeah,
filling out this
absolutely.
form to see if I qualify for Pell Grant or some other form of financial assistance.
Yes.
Now, I'm not sure exactly what a credit hour is, or a credit is. If you took a course at the center for an hour a day, 5 days a week, would that generate, and you finish the course, would that generate 1 credit or would 5 credits, or how would that work?
Like, say, Composition 1 that we talked about. That's a 3 credit hour course. So 176 times 3
Times 3.
is how much your basic general education course that's required for just about all bachelor's degrees. That's how much. And Rio Grande Community College rates are extremely affordable. If you compare our rates to everyone, you'll come back to Rio.
Yeah, because that's a real problem with universities, that the cost just keeps going up.
Guy, let's talk a little bit about you go off to college, send the kid off to college. Well, there's room and board, and there's transportation, there's tuition and all that. At the Jackson Center, there's tuition.
Right, tuition and fees is what we have. And if you qualify for the Pell Grant, then a high percentage rate, it's going to pay for your tuition and fees.
That's great, especially
Depending
in
on
this
how
area.
much of the Pell Grant you qualify
Yeah.
for, but a lot of our students, it pays for your bill. So just wrap your mind around that.
That could help a lot of people out
Oh.
of the situation that they're in. You know,
Exactly.
I could never do that, but they can get out of their circumstances with an
Exactly.
education like that.
I have a lot of first generation college students, first generation in their family.
Now, you've just been talking about certificate this and certificate that, get a job with this certificate, get a job with that certificate. Viewers, you ought to be checking into Jackson Center, get some training, get a job.
Yes, you can be a phlebotomist. If you've wanted to work in healthcare, if you've wanted to be a nurse, but you thought you weren't smart enough. I've heard this so many times. I'm just not smart enough. I just don't have that. I didn't do well in high school. Start small. Get a short-term certificate. It's 1 semester. Get your foot in the door and see what healthcare is all about, and then build on it.
Male or female.
Male or female. I have, yes.
Now, Dennis, you and I have been kicking around these interviews for several months now, and one of the themes we've got is what do you do about Southern Ohio jobs? What do you do about Southern Ohio? How do you get along in life?
Yeah.
And this can be part of the answer for somebody.
And it's great that people can find out about it through what we're doing today with your video.
Yeah,
So,
this is
yeah.
amazing.
Now, one of the
yes.
things I wanted to emphasize was that yes, high school's fine, and yes, you do take high school students, but I'm talking about adult education. These are people out of high school looking for a way to better themselves, and one way is through your Jackson Center.
Could I add something? We also have in our center, we house the Pike CTC Aspire program. And this Aspire program is for adult students who did not graduate high school, and they can take classes to obtain their GED right in the center. And these are free. These are
I was going to
free
ask you about
classes.
that. Yeah.
Yes,
That's great.
free classes. So come get your GED and then maybe even take the step towards college.
Sure.
Yeah.
You had said earlier that Jackson Center and Rio Grande generally try to coordinate with local industry to see what jobs are available, what jobs these firms are looking for. Still doing that?
Yes. I'm a member of the Jackson County Economic Development Partnership, so I hear about things there. I've developed relationships with local industry administrators, Belicio, General Mills, even Kenworth and Austin Powder. And Rio also has a career services department. And when Amanda Amon, when she's the director, when she hears of something for Jackson County, she forwards that direct to me, and we keep those opportunities, going for Jackson County. And Tyler Stepp has just been hired with Rio, and he is with Economic Development also. And Jackson County is, I think, in a perfect spot with Rio. This is one of the reasons why we're building our robotics center, is because of these relationships.
Yeah.
They've told us, what they need, and this robotics center and these industrial manufacturing skills that we're going to be able to offer the community, it's what the workforce needs.
So you're going to turn the old bowling alley into a vocational school?
Yeah.
Sure.
You were saying there's a possibility, one of the things that's being discussed is transportation, that the health and
Job and Family Services had
yeah.
a meeting, and there was a lot of members involved with that for public transportation, and our center was a stop.
Yeah.
Which, if that could come to fruition, that would be amazing.
Remind viewers for just a moment, with respect to this training piece, back in the 1960s, probably before you both of you were born, I remember I was a high school kid at that time, and there was the Manpower Training Center in Jackson. It was part of Lyndon Johnson's Great Society, and it was down by what is still popularly called Manpower Park, and it provided vocational training such as welding, auto mechanics, things like that, that folks knew there was a demand for. A close friend of mine got welding training at the Manpower Center, enabled him to get employment. So I found, in a sense, this is kind of a higher tech than that, but it's a similar sort of notion that one of the needs we have in Southern Ohio is education to assist employment.
Yeah.
And you will be able to assist that. And viewers, I think this is worthy of note. Let's move on now to the high school kids. And you're taking high school kids from all over the county, and some from the next county over. And we discussed that these kids are responsible for getting themselves to the center. And what courses do they typically take?
They take those general education courses, the Composition 1, Composition 2, the history, American national government, world civilizations, speech communication, the principles of biology, principles of chemistry.
Sounds like it's the kind of thing you might get in freshman college.
Absolutely. Your first year.
Mm-hmm.
Your first year of college. Maybe even your second year of college. Some, maybe even that third year of college. Maybe.
So they're getting that all out of the way while they're still in high school.
Yes.
Now here's the key question.
Uh-huh.
Are these credits that they earn at Rio Grande Jackson Center, are they recognized at the college level when they go to OU, when they go to Ohio State, when they go to Harvard or Yale?
We use the Ohio Guaranteed Transfer Pathways for College Credit Plus. They're guaranteed in Ohio.
Okay. In Ohio.
Ohio Guaranteed Transfer Pathways. These are guaranteed classes towards a bachelor's degree.
We had a kid go to Yale, I think, this past year.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Jackson County has some very talented students.
Do you know whether he was able to carry any Jackson Center credits with him? He probably was AP or something.
I think he stayed at the high school.
Okay.
Because that student, I was not, or it could have been before my time at the center. Yeah. This is only my 3 years I've been here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the high school's been doing pretty well considering all the
yes.
stress that they find themselves
Well,
in.
they've done well because these students that I'm getting, they're exceptional.
And that was a worry with higher education, that COVID, what they missed, would they be able to adjust? And evidently they are.
Well, Jackson County's done well.
Yeah. How many of the high school kids taking courses at your center go into college?
Oh, I would say 90%.
Okay.
Oh,
So it's kind of
yeah.
a college prep in a way.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. And has anybody analyzed, I was wondering how you get paid from whom? The high school kids. Does the school district pay the tuition? Do the parents pay the tuition?
It's a trickle down. The school district gets money from the state for each student, and then each individual high school pays the tuition for each individual student.
Okay, so that is filtered through the high school, and the reason I bring it up is Dennis and I have been working some of the interviews relating to public schooling, and we're finding that public schooling is financially being strangled in Ohio by the Ohio State Legislature. And I was just wondering, perhaps this could be actually an assist to the high school in relieving some of the pressure on academic style programming, college prep style program that you've been discussing.
Yes.
So I don't know how the money works, whether it's a help or a hindrance for them, but at least if, for example, you had lots of students per teacher in a high school, and the Jackson Center was able to take some of those students out of the classroom and actually reduce the teacher load at the high school, that might be an assist.
Yeah, and with the way things are going, you don't know if they're going to cut teaching positions.
Right.
You know,
if
a teaching,
Referring to the public school.
Yeah, the public school. Yeah, they may lose teachers. Then they have to cut courses, and there may be a possibility that you could take up what was cut.
Yes.
You know, at the high school, and you could provide that for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, we could partner. I would love to. I feel like we support each other now. I have great relationships with the guidance counselors, and especially Amy Ochoa at Jackson High School. We communicate almost daily about the students.
And you've got the facilities over there to handle probably more than you've got now. You got classrooms, we saw them.
I need more classrooms. Yeah, I need to add on some more classrooms, yeah. But I am a true helper. I have that helping heart, and any student or teacher that needs support, I'm going to be there for them. So that's something that I have a passion for, and I will always support public education.
I do want to point out that the Jackson Center is also a small business. That is to say that you provide jobs. You hire teachers and administrators and building maintenance people.
Yes, yes.
You don't have the school bus drivers, you don't have the cooks, but you've got the other personnel that any school would have, right?
Yes. Yes, we do. We have
Do you remember about how many jobs that you...
We have 16 educators. One of Jackson's teachers actually is a part-time instructor at the Jackson Center. She's wonderful. Her name's Bree Jenkins. I'll give Bree a shout out.
I know Bree, yeah.
She's a wonderful instructor. We have 2 support staff, Tammy and Aaron. They're fabulous. We have 2 full-time instructors. No, actually 3 full-time instructors that are Rio full-time instructors, and 11 adjunct, meaning part-time instructors, and 2 professors that are chairs of their programs from main campus travel to the Jackson Center to teach classes. So that's wonderful. That we're the Rio family. We support each other.
What are your plans for the future of the Jackson Center? We know one of your plans is for that bowling alley to put in a bunch of vocational equipment.
Robots.
Robot education.
Industrial robotics. I want to increase short-term certifications for the workforce. Whatever the Jackson County community requires, I want to bring it.
You also mentioned you wouldn't mind adding a classroom or 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would love to add some classrooms to increase the number of general education courses, to keep my curriculum robust, and yeah.
Okay, well, I've reached about the end of my questions. Dennis, do you have any final remarks before
I was just really impressed when we were walking around yesterday. I really had no idea, and I don't know how many people out there, in Jackson don't know either. And I just learned so much about what you do. And it's fantastic.
Well, thank you.
It is.
Yeah, you can come anytime. I welcome you to return, especially in a year, and visit the Robotics Center.
Yeah, I know. We looked at each other after we were through with the tour and said, hey, this is a big deal.
It is, yeah.
It's a big deal out there.
We did. It's impressive.
And Kristen, do you have any closing remarks that you'd like to offer?
I would like to thank you, Bill and Dennis, for visiting the center and showcasing what we do. I appreciate it, and my support staff appreciate it. They appreciated your kind comments, and my students, I'm sure if they knew exactly what you were doing for the community, I know I do. I appreciate it, because more people. You're right. They need to know we're more than just two classrooms in there. So.
The public actually needs to be educated about what you're doing. And I know that probably the guidance counselors are telling them, the students, but the general public out there, adults, some of them don't have any idea, and some of them could be helped by what you do.
Well, I welcome them to come to the center.
Yes.
Okay, I think that'll wrap it up. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
That'll do it.